My name is Brandon Buckner. I'm 47 years old. I live in Silsbee, Texas. I'm a father of 3 and a grandfather of 2, and I've been married for 26 years. So I graduated high school in Silsbee, Texas, and went straight into the Army. Became a 91 Delta surgical tech in the United States Army and served in the 101st Airborne. And for a lot of years, I was very active. And then after you leave the military, you don't do that kind of physical activity like you once did, and the weight begins to pile on. We had 3 kids back to back, and with each child and each pregnancy, you seem to gain a little bit more weight. And as the kids get older, there seems to be junk food in the house. As my weight increased, so did my medical problems. My feet started hurting. I work in the operating room, and I had a lot of time on my feet. So you start off with plantar fasciitis, and then you start to develop high blood pressure, and then your weight becomes such an issue that they say, well, you're a pre-diabetic. And they start putting you on these medications, and I started having trouble sleeping at night. And they say, oh, you have sleep apnea. And the medical conditions just keep piling up, one on top of the other. At my heaviest, I was 420 pounds. And at 420 pounds, there's a lot of obstacles to life. Stairs are an obstacle. Putting on your own shoes and still being able to breathe is an obstacle. Traveling, being in a small plane seat, being in a restaurant like this and being able to fit into a booth at 420 pounds, I literally could not fit into a standard booth. It robs you of your confidence. It makes you depressed. One of the most horrible things for someone who's 420 pounds to have to do is to go clothes shopping. Early one Sunday morning, apparently I had aspirated in my sleep, and I woke up and I couldn't breathe. I was gurgling. And I told my wife, I said, there's an issue, we got to go to the ER. And as soon as I walked through the emergency room, everyone looked at my size. They looked at the gray hair, and they go, this guy's having a heart attack. And I couldn't breathe, and it was a real wake-up call. But I knew that if I wasn't having a heart attack now, there was probably one coming down the road. I told my wife, I said, we have got to do something to get this weight off. And I had tried dieting and exercise, and I found that the older I got, the harder it was for me to lose weight. Talked to my general practitioner doctor, and he recommended Dr. Schraps. I have worked in surgery at St. Elizabeth Hospital for 23 years. I know Dr. Schraps. When I walked into his office, the first thing he ever said to me was, I'm so glad you're here. He was all, about helping me get that weight off, and it was very greatly appreciated. You would think that it would be, a quick process, but it's not. I hear a lot of people who fly to Mexico, and they see their surgeon, they have their operation, they fly back. Before, I actually documented weight loss for a full year before I was able to have surgery. And there was training that was involved because it is a lifestyle change. The surgery itself is not a cure, it's a springboard to a different way of life. The bariatric team at St. Elizabeth was great, and they know exactly what the patients are going through, and they took the time to listen to you. I like having the hospital here and the doctor here and follow up here. And the communications, I get text messages and phone calls, and I can stop in there for a quick office visit, or I often take B12 shots and get it and move on down the road. So it's been more than a year. I have lost over 140 pounds. I don't need the CPAP. I can breathe again. The list of medication that you take, every few months, one more comes off the top. And now I'm down to 3. I could get up and move and work outside in the yard, and I could fit into places like booths, and I wasn't so concerned about my weight. I think one of the things that most people would not talk about is intimacy. And when you are overweight in the 400-pound range, it does affect your love life, and it affects your marriage, and those things can improve. Your job performance improves, your relationship with your family improves, because you don't realize how when you feel bad, you project that all around you. I should have done it at 37 instead of 47. I wasted a decade where I could have been feeling better. Today, it is the best decision that I ever made. It really changed my life.